What should you do when you join the Uganda scholarship groups? I know you are on group 1 or group 7 or group 8 or 9 and others. I must say, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining these wonderful groups. But wait, there is a problem. Most professionals on these groups don't know what to do to benefit from these groups. And I know you're about to ask me, Dan, how did you know that most professionals are not benefiting? Well, according to our survey that we did last year, we asked professionals on these groups, what are the biggest barriers when it comes to scholarships, fellowships, and other forms of funding? And 40% told us how to find credible information sources. That was a barrier. And it's quite interesting because on these platforms, on these WhatsApp groups, that's why we share credible information about scholarships. For example, you can see here one of the posts I made recently on group 1, Swedish Institute Scholarship for Masters. Okay. Whoa. PhD studentship at Birmingham City University. Okay, for business, law, social sciences, engineering, built environments, computer science, and more. See, Cambridge University, Griffith University, and more, and more, and more. All these are credible, verified information sources. And people are still saying the biggest problem they have is where to find information. And we asked the same question just differently. We said, when you're making your applications, what are the biggest setbacks that you have? They said, getting information about scholarships, about funding. You see? And also from our mentoring programs. As you know, Abel and I have brilliant programs where we mentor professionals on how to find and win fully funded scholarships. And the stories we are hearing, people are saying, Dan, I've failed to find information about a PhD scholarship. I cannot find scholarships to apply for. And we tell them, do you know of UG scholarship WhatsApp groups? They said, yes, I've been there for months. Others tell us for years, but they're unable to find scholarships. Unfortunately, most professionals are hungry and some are starving for scholarships, yet they are next to the scholarship buffets. This is sad. Today's webinar, we're looking at what you should do when you join these groups. I help professionals secure fully funded PhD scholarships so they study abroad without worrying about tuition fees, living costs, and other study expenses. How do I do this? Well, I've designed a number of tools, programs, techniques that empower professionals to secure fully funded scholarships. For example, I've got the M5-step scholarship mentoring program, Digest for Me scholarship app, the course on how to design an outstanding CV using the movie trailer technique, and also how to introduce yourself using the value impact curiosity technique, plus applicant uniqueness kit. What should you do when you join the Uganda scholarship groups? It's very important to know the big why. You need to identify this big why and define it. Why did you join these groups? Was it because somebody told you that there is this group, just join for the sake of joining? Did you join just to belong? Okay, fear of missing out. Why did you join these groups or this group? This is very important. Actually, if you can identify and define the big why, you will benefit a lot. And some people say, well, I joined these programs because I want a scholarship. That's a small why. It's not a big why. You want a scholarship? No, the big why is I need a scholarship so that I can go and study and be able to develop programs, frameworks, systems, and more. When I met Abel for the first time, I asked him a very tough question. I said, why do you need a scholarship? Why do you need to go for a PhD? He said, Dan, you know what? I said, I don't know. Diseases like Marburg and other fevers get us by surprise. They find us unprepared, and then we lose lives that could have otherwise been saved. Therefore, I need a scholarship so that I can go and study a PhD where I'll be able to develop a model that will be able to predict these diseases before they come. Hence, we'll be able to prepare well and tackle them when they hit. Hence, saving lives. I told him, you know what, Abel? You are ready for a PhD. Now, you can hear that. This was his big why. And let me tell you, after a few months, Abel was winning scholarships, different universities, and the rest was history. So, my sister and my brother, if you're on these groups and you don't know your big why, I ask you to identify it and define it clearly. I know you want a scholarship. Don't just want a scholarship. You need a scholarship. Once you define that, you'll be able to benefit. But in case you fail to find your big why, I would suggest that you leave these groups. Because if you stay, you'll waste your time and then you'll become immune to the information that's being shared. 2, set goals. You need a scholarship. Great. But by which year? 2030, 2045? When? Set goals. You want what kind of scholarship? Set goals. And also identify milestones that will help you to see, are you moving forward or you are not moving at all? Otherwise, if you don't have specific goals regarding your scholarship search journey, you will be like just being on a sea and you are just floating, and now you're just waiting for wind and it blows this side, you go this side, you go this side. So set goals and make sure that you achieve those goals. Understand these groups. They are excellent groups, I'm telling you. So this is what they do. They provide scholarship information, but they are not awarding scholarships. I repeat, they do not award scholarships, because we had some people on these groups who joined and then they were waiting to be awarded scholarships by the administrators. So these guys kept in the groups waiting and waiting for their names to be called. Mary, here is a scholarship for you. No. These groups, they just provide information and you have to act on that information. These groups have got mentors. This is a platform where you can ask questions about scholarships, what's bothering you, and you get valid answers. And also, these groups, it's an opportunity for you to attend a number of support webinars on how to find and secure fully funded scholarships. They are excellent groups, I'm telling you. This means the information that's shared is verified. And also, it's the opportunity for you to meet experts in your field. You can be able to access other scholarship winners and mentors and ask them questions. You're applying for that scholarship. Guess what? Somebody on the group won it several years ago or few years ago. And also, members' willingness to help you is priceless. I mean, you ask questions, people will just answer you. So understand the importance, because if you don't understand how important these groups are, you will not be able to benefit. So understand that. When you join these groups, I want you to be realistic. Meaning, winning a scholarship takes time. It's not like microwaving your food or getting fast foods from your favorite restaurant. No, it takes time. Be ready to stay in the game. Give it time. Relax, because we see people kind of getting frustrated. I've been on the group for one week. I'm not seeing any scholarship. These things don't work. And then they exit or they just go dormant. Be realistic and know these things take time. Welcome to the world. Expect rejections. For example, you've been applying for that scholarship. Has taken you months and months only to get that rejection. It hurts. Sometimes you feel like crying. You feel like giving up. That's the game. That's the game. That's the game. Those who are to win, they have to stay in the game for long. Okay? There is this guy called George on LinkedIn. He posted his story. He said he applied for these scholarships, and guess what? Was rejected, 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 rejected. You can see up to number 14. That's not all. Rejected, 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 rejected. Number 23 got accepted. So you can see the number of rejections he received. What if he had given up after getting 10 rejections? He wouldn't be studying on a fully funded scholarship. You can read his story by scanning this QR code, and it will take you straight to his story on LinkedIn. What's the point here? A scholarship rejection letter is not a death sentence to your dreams of winning a fully funded scholarship to study abroad. If you can master this, life will be easier for you. So when you join these groups, I want you to use a technique that I coined. It's called follow the river technique. What does it look like? You follow irrelevant scholarships to find relevant scholarships, or follow unrelated scholarships to find related scholarships. Let me explain. You see, on these groups, for example, you see a scholarship. For example, you're interested in doing mechanical engineering, and you see a scholarship about tourism management. Quickly you'd say, this scholarship on tourism management doesn't concern me. Let me just not open it. My advice to you is open it. You see, that link on a totally different scholarship, it will lead you to other scholarships. Like a river. If you follow where it's flowing to, it will lead you to a big water body. Don't discard those what you consider irrelevant scholarships. Actually, they are priceless. So follow them. Diversify your search strategy. Now, apart from these groups, there are other sources of information that can really help you find fully funded scholarships. For example, LinkedIn. Actually, LinkedIn is the best when it comes to finding scholarships. People post a lot of scholarships, lecturers, professors, they say, I'm looking for a student to do this, do that, fully funded. So use LinkedIn to be able to find scholarships. And you can follow these individuals on LinkedIn so that you get all the posts they make about scholarships. Diversify your search strategy. Okay, there is Digest for Me scholarship app.
I also want to inform you that my colleague and my mentor who helped me to get scholarships is on the call. It's called Dr. Dandani Musinguzi. And he has an app he has developed. It is called Digest for Me app. And it is free. That app is free. Now that app has synthesized information. It has synthesized scholarship opportunities. And it has links to various resourceful YouTube channels. But I should warn you that the app has very good information.
Fantastic. YouTube, okay? Diversify your search. Check on YouTube. Did you know that you can get a lot of scholarships on YouTube? A lot. Also, use these portals or sites. They have a lot of opportunities, scholarships, funding opportunities, and more. You can start looking for opportunities for scholarships by just sending cold emails. And if you need to know how that one works, you can check on this YouTube video about the MET technique that can help you in identifying potential supervisors who actually can even look for scholarships for you. When you join these groups, you need to know that scholarships or funding opportunities have got other names. I mean, sometimes they are called studentships, okay, teaching assistantships, fellowships, graduate awards, tutorships, scholars programs, PhD positions, PhD openings. Actually, I nearly missed my scholarship because it came as a studentship. It was my first time in my entire life to hear this terminology, studentship. Understand different terminologies, and this will help you to be able to find the opportunities that you are looking for. As you join these groups, we request you to become a great asset. How? Share information, verified information you've gathered from other sources. Feed these groups. We need more people to keep sharing information, not 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, 15 people. No, a lot of us, let us take that responsibility of sharing verified information. How do you feel somebody gets a fully funded scholarship based on the link you shared, and their life will change? And also ask intelligent questions, give intelligent insights to help people who are in these groups. And we want you to apply and win fully funded scholarships so that you will come back and also become a mentor, become a coach, become a teacher, and start encouraging others. Actually, your success story can become a huge encouragement to those who are still searching for scholarships. And if you've got something to teach, organize webinars, teach other people. Because when you teach, you master things. Okay? You develop different skills. So as you join these groups, please become a great asset. Abel, over to you. Let's have some people unmuted so they can share their experience.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Dr. Dan. I'm so excited, very, very excited. And I didn't know you still remember the response I gave you. I gave you in 2021 when I was searching for the scholarships, and I still remember very, very well. You told me that you are ready to go for a PhD. You were very clear. You said, okay, you are ready to go for a PhD, and with the story of mentorship began. And the first bit where we began by unpacking was the CV. And for me, you remember in one of my videos when I said I want you to invite me, and I gave a testimony about where the turning point was. The issue was the CV, around the CV. How you helped me put the too much experience, the too much work I had done together was a magic bullet. How you formatted it was a magic bullet. How you made it eye-catching was a magic bullet. How you helped me quantify the impact I had made to the community was a gold mine. Even myself, I began feeling, I said, okay, I think I'm now getting close. I didn't know this is the impact I've created. I didn't know. Because at first we are using a CV, it is having tables. I hadn't known well about the impact myself I had created. And once you guided me and the CV began bringing out and picking out the picture of myself, I said, okay, I understand. I now know myself, and I now know how much I should throw the stone. If I'm throwing at these universities, I now know which ones I need to throw to. I don't need to begin underlooking myself, because I had never imagined that I have created this kind of impact. And by the Dr. Dan, this is what I have done to my mentees during the coaching program. When they contact me, within the first day or the second day, I will be able to tell these students' potential, and I will begin guiding and recommending to them which universities they should shoot at. I mean, I will already see their potential. I will not. I normally tell them, like, for example, I have one of them who is on the call here. When he joined, I told him, you are a class A material student. And he was saying, but I don't know. I told him, no. You are a class A student. Don't fear any university. Shoot. And I tell you, once he began shooting, 1 month later, he came to me and told me, you know what? Oxford has given me the AFOX mentorship. I'm now being mentored at Oxford. I said, okay, let's go. So we continued the mentorship. Just 2 months through the coaching, he already has 2 admission letters with him.
Wow.
As we speak now, he began the coaching in September. Now he has 2 admission letters with him. He's just waiting for chevening in January. Because chevening is going to ask him, okay, you upload one of the admission letters. Then he chooses which one to upload. He has so far 2. And we are still applying. I think last week, 2 weeks ago, we shot at Oxford, and we are waiting for what will come out. So what I'm saying is that I now have an idea of serious candidates, and it's not about their CGPA. No, It's about how they express themselves.
Yeah.
Dr. Dan, yesterday, there is a very young lady. She sent me a message. And the way she sent me a message, my response was impressive. Very great introduction. I told her impressive. Because some people just inbox and they say hi. Then you say hi, they say, I want this. Now, this lady began by introducing herself, saying who she is, saying how she got my number, and she was clear on how she wants to be helped. So for me, such people who are able to express themselves, I see them as gold. I see them as gold mines for some of these international and fully funded scholarships. But let's go to the task which you requested. What do people do when they join the UG scholarships? Myself, I joined this scholarship last year. These scholarships, I joined them last year. And when I joined them, I said, okay, I need to begin sharing information. The first thing we did was, okay, we began doing the mentorship with the University of Oxford students. And so we went on, we began sharing materials. Before I noticed, they had made me an admin in the group. And so we proceeded. I began limiting which people who is posting rubbish, who is posting trash. I continued guiding. And so before I said, no, people are just quiet. People are just quiet. I think there's a lot more to be done with scholarships. And that's how the African Center for Career Mentorship comes in and say, okay, let's have webinars. And that is going on. Then again, when we were doing the webinars, we realized, no, it is not enough. Let's have the research going on. So me and you, we began designing research studies and unpacking some of the things that people are struggling with. At the point when we were designing this study, I didn't know we shall ever be referring to this research. And I'm very excited when I found you citing our work. Very, very happy that our work is is useful in presentations like the way you were using it. So even after these sessions and the research, I felt still it's not enough. So we began doing the coaching program, which is currently going on very well. But again, me and you, we have said, no, I think there is a lot more for us to unpack. So that's how we even thought of this topic today. Say, how can we help these people? Because we have over 30,000 people on those groups from 1 to 9. And people are stuck. People don't know what to do. Yeah, so that's part of what for me I've done since I joined those groups. So let's hear from others. What have they done since they joined? Maybe you can just raise up your hand and then you share what you've been able to do since you joined. We're just sharing best practices, what you have learned or what you have done when you joined those groups. Just to hammer the message home. Okay, Elias. Elias, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dan and Abel, for putting this together. I just want to share an experience that happened today, and it is part of the things that Dr. Dan has mentioned in terms of if you are in the group, what do? Do you just wait for for Dr. Abel and Dr. Dan to post opportunities, or there's any other way you can actually be useful? Someone today posted a question in UG Scholarship 5, which I am in, and it was about Commonwealth Shared. And the information that the person wanted actually knew it. So I was able to respond to the question. And this person actually followed me in my inbox and was asking for more things. So I think there are people who are in the groups and they actually have information about some of the things that other people may be looking for, but people don't seem willing to share, or they're not probably confident to respond to some of the questions. But I think if everybody, was willing to share what they know and support the other people who are new in the groups, I think it would, easily bring the other new people who come in to up to speed with the things that they're looking for. So I think beyond just waiting for opportunities to be shared, there are also other things that members of the group can actually be useful in responding to questions and stuff like that. Thank you, and over.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elias, and I totally agree. I totally agree with you. So, any other ideas? What should we do when we join the scholarships group?
Thank you so much, Dr. Dan and Abel. I think one thing I've appreciated so much from these groups is, like Dr. Dan said, is not to give up, especially when you're rejected. There are, I think, a couple of them I applied for, and when I got rejected, I stopped. Then, and what I also want to emphasize here is every time you get feedback from your applications, please share. Because when you share in such a platform, those who have applied, like Dr. Dan said, and they made it, they will be able to tell you, you didn't do this right, you did this wrong. Personally, when I apply and I get rejected, I'm done. I may not apply again. So the most important thing I've appreciated from the group is sharing feedback, sharing opportunities. People learn and people get opportunities from others. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Brian. Dr. Dan, when you were presenting, you reminded me of a very important topic because what this lady said is that somebody came to their university. I will reserve the name of the university for now. And that person told them that, we have UG scholarships groups. And please you join. So many people flooded, came and joined. And they began waiting. Because they were told that immediately you join the scholarship groups, you have won a scholarship. So Dr. Danny, thanks for teaching, and thank you so much for showing us what we need to do. And thank you for really showing that these groups are really gold and we need to mine. So thank you so much.
By the way, I must put a disclaimer that I did not start any of these groups. I'm just an admin. I was added as an admin, so I was just sharing my personal experience. But I like them.
I should mention that you were made an admin because you were resourceful. I remember when I was added, I invited you to some of those sessions and you began contributing. And before you realized, they had added you to so many of those groups. Why? They saw you had something to add on. Simple as that. There's no any other magic, Dr. Dan. It is because you proved resourceful. Not once, not 1 week, not 1 month. You were consistent. And indeed you have proved, because here we are giving free service. Our target is 30,000 people. We have got 10, we have got 19 who have joined. But we are here giving the service. We are saying, okay, let's go with those who have come. Let's disseminate what the lessons we have learned. Yeah, so thank you so much for really hammering the message home. Just to emphasize that when you're in those groups, don't share your business ideas. I mean, like you have your business hustles, you have advertisements. Please don't use those pages for that. We will delete that content. And when we delete it, we don't feel offended. And if you persist, we will first of all suspend you and remove you for a minute. Why? We don't want to lose the vision. We don't want the vision of those groups to be lost. Those groups are very resourceful. Dr. Dan, you got that page where you hinted about their resourcefulness. You really brought it out very well. Those groups are gold, and we cannot allow them to get into trash. Maybe in some groups where I'm not a member, but for those where I am a member, I will take leadership, I'll remove people, I will suspend people, I will delete content which is not in line with the scholarships. Why? People are succeeding out of those groups. Why? Information sharing is easy because of those groups. Dr. Dan, you got those to where you hinted on the purpose of these groups. Very resourceful information. They guide scholarship information. Their platform asks for answering questions. You can find the potential mentors there, and we have scholarship webinars there. They are here. They happen every Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Ugandan time. Every Tuesday.
Let me just share something else. I think from the example that Abel shared, where someone reached out to him and they expressed themselves in a way that he appreciated, and the information they shared was spot on, and he was willing to go ahead and support that person. Maybe Dr. Dan, you need to design, since you're good at designing frameworks, maybe you need to design as a framework of how someone introduces themselves when they enter a new group. So that, because some people join the group, but they just wait for now messages to start flowing. And yet sometimes people join groups and they're probably looking for a scholarship, but they're not eligible for a scholarship. Maybe they are still students and they are looking at getting master scholarship, but they're not eligible. At that time, maybe if someone introduces themselves in a proper way, that person could be responded to immediately, and maybe they may not need to waste time staying in the group at that point. That's a suggestion that I'm just putting out to you to consider. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, we'll look into this. Yes, but also, as I mentioned, if you see you are not benefiting from the groups, it's better to exit and maybe come back later when you are ready, because what happens, you get used to these postings of scholarships, blah, blah, and then you become immune. Now, we coined this terminology with Abel. It means that somebody who is immune to scholarship information, that person feels as if he has won a scholarship, but actually he hasn't. And he will not apply for the scholarship even if we give him trillion links for scholarships.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for... Yes, Abdallah, can you go ahead?
I will begin by thanking you guys for really sparing your precious time to mentor us. I want to share that actually the first time I heard of this, I also had that in mind, like Abe commented earlier, that once you join this, everything is done, or you are close to getting what you want. Later, I learned, because I've been attending actually several of the Zoom links meetings. So what I realized is that as a scholarship searcher or hunter, you also need to give in a lot of commitment on your side, especially by having even the gadgets you need to even search the internet, like a laptop or a phone. Because without those gadgets, you cannot dig deeper into the details you need to really learn and know how to go about a process. I'm actually preparing myself seriously for January, because I've been having a challenges with the computer. It has been disturbing, but I have already sketched one, and come January, I'm going to hunt seriously. So colleagues who are quite new on the scholarship groups, there is a lot of commitment that is required from you, because you remember the day you hosted that scholar from Ghana. When I heard that lady's story, I really got inspired, and I have really liked this kind of engagement with you people. And I know next year will not end when I have not won one for myself. So I just request for the new guys on this kind of engagement that it's not all about diving into the groups, but it calls for your own commitment towards what you desire to have in life. Thank you so much.
Sarah, kindly go ahead.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dan and Abel, for the presentation. I'm actually glad I've happened to attend it. I, for one, was so green about the WhatsApp group, and for a moment I actually thought it was only the admins to to do the posting, so I kept quiet because out of experience, I've been in other WhatsApp groups where they actually throw you out as soon as you've posted something and you're not an admin. So somehow I was afraid, but at least this has cleared out the air. And I would also like to say I have benefited a lot from Dr. Dan's mentorship sessions. He encouraged me a lot. And for the first time, I actually did not apply for the Hong Kong scholarships. But this time around, I made an attempt and I'm hopeful. Regardless of the outcome, it was another experience altogether. So for colleagues who have not gotten an opportunity to go through or something, I believe even through those application processes, there's so many things that we get to learn. And if we are critical, we get better at it every other time. And I believe success is just at the helm of every opportunity that we get to try. So thank you once again for the presentation and the eye-opening remarks.